You don't need followers to make money creating content. I'm going to cover how I made over $7,000 part-time creating content without needing to post it on my own social media, and 5 steps for you to start. So if you're someone who wants a new creative, fun side hustle, wants more motivation to get started creating content, needs to cover bills or tuition, or just want to save for a vacation, but you don't want to be an influencer, you don't want to build your own following, or you're having trouble growing a following, I'm going to walk you through how to get paid creating content without needing followers or being an influencer. Let's dive in. So for the past 2 years, I've been doing something called UGC, or user-generated content. This is basically creating content for brands to use. Brands will use this UGC content for their social media posts or in paid ads campaigns. And you've seen UGC style ads as you're scrolling Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. So as a UGC creator, you don't need to have followers because you're not actually posting the content. Brands will use that content and they pay you directly for that content. And if you're wondering, okay, this is interesting, but I don't have any experience creating content and I've never done a brand deal, here's why that's okay. And I'll elaborate more in the 5 steps on how to start UGC. But here's a quick story on how I started. So I quit my corporate job about 2.5 years ago after feeling stressed and fulfilled, all the things. I'm sure you get it. And I really wanted to become a content creator. But when I quit my job, up until that point, I had never made a single cent from a brand deal. I had no idea how to even get a brand deal. But then months after leaving that corporate job, I drained my savings because immigrant daughter responsibilities. And I was hit with all these medical bills for this random jaw infection that I had. And I was so desperate to make money and just cover my life expenses. And one day I stumbled across UGC on TikTok. I decided to try out UGC, and in that first month, I made over $7,000 part-time. And I say part-time because I looked swollen and infected the other half of the month. But anyway, since starting UGC, I've also been able to help others make over $10,000 a month doing UGC as complete beginners with no brand deal experience. So let's dive in. At a high level, here are 5 steps to starting UGC. The first is creating your portfolio. The second is finding UGC deals. The third is finalizing deals and your payment. The fourth is creating the content for the brands, and the 5th is delivering the content and getting paid. Okay, the first step, creating your UGC portfolio. A portfolio is created to showcase your work so that brands can decide whether or not they want to work with you. Basically, you just create example UGC videos at your own pace so that you have something to showcase to brands. And if you're like, wait, I've never made content before, that's okay. Here's what you can do. First, look up example UGC videos from your favorite brands on Instagram or TikTok. See what other creators have created for brands. You can also look at my UGC portfolio and just copy the video formats when you're first starting out so that you can have something to take action based on. And you can also just scroll on social media until you come across a UGC style ad, and you can screen record it so that you can have something to mimic as you're first starting out. Now let's dive into what a UGC portfolio covers. Here's mine. And the first is an intro page that's short and sweet and shares a bit about who you are. And you don't need to say, oh, I'm an experienced content creator. You can literally just share bits and pieces about you that are unique and help you stand out. Like you can even share your day job. Maybe you're a nurse or like a tech sales girl. An intro page is just that, an intro to who you are. And then you want to get to the UGC video examples that you create as quickly as possible and let those UGC videos speak for itself. So here's the next section, the actual UGC example videos that you create for brands to see when they go on your portfolio. So basically just grab your favorite products and start scripting and filming. And this is actually a super fun and exciting process. I remember filming my very first UGC example videos and wondering, oh my gosh, is this gonna work out? And spoiler alert, it does work out. So ideally you want 4 different niches and 4 to 5 different videos per niche. Choose niches that you like so that you can have fun creating the content and that you can actually show your passion on the camera for that brand. And as for the video types, you want to have different UGC video styles. So you can have a product tutorial, product testimonial, an unboxing video, an ASMR video, trend videos. And if you need inspiration, just search up your favorite brand on TikTok and see what other creators have posted that are product focused for that brand. And as you're starting off, you can just mimic the different types of video formats that they're putting out there so that you can get started and then eventually develop your own style as you get more familiar with filming. Lastly, on your portfolio, you want a call to action page. And this basically just encourages brands to respond to you. It gives them a next step to take, like a hey, book a call, or a hey, email me at this email address. Optionally, on your portfolio, you can also have other pages like a workflow page, rates pages, but to keep it simple in this video, you should just start with an intro page and have fantastic UGC video examples because those are the most important pieces. All right, the second step is finding UGC deals. And there are 3 main ways to do this. You can pitch brands via email, you can apply to gigs on UGC and influencer deal platforms, or you can create social media accounts that are searchable by brand. And those accounts don't really need to have followers. It's kind of just like reposting your portfolio on a social media profile, if that makes sense. So let's dive into each. With pitching, you create a list of brands that you think want or need UGC. Now, I won't cover the pitching process in depth in this video because I can literally talk about this for hours, but you can find more info on pitching in the other resources in the description box below. But basically with pitching, you reach out to brands with a customized pitch. This is the primary way I got my very first UGC deals. All right, the second way to get UGC deals is by applying on UGC or influencer platforms. More and more brands need UGC, and I'm sure you're noticing as a consumer, more and more UGC style ads coming up on social media as you're scrolling. And you're probably wondering, where are these brands getting these creators? One way that brands are getting these creators is by posting gigs on UGC and influencer platforms. In my first month doing UGC, this was also one of the ways that I got my first deals. Basically, brands post a gig on these platforms and you'll just share a quick application in your portfolio link with them, and brands will choose creators. The third way to get UGC deals is by creating UGC accounts and optimizing for brands to find you and see your profile. And again, you don't need to grow a following on these accounts, but here's what you should do. Repost all of those UGC example videos from your portfolio onto your social profiles. So your UGC Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Then just add captions and hashtags that show your UGC creator. For example, hashtag UGC creator, hashtag skincare UGC. And then add the phrase UGC creator in your bio and in the name title. This way, when brands are looking for creators for their campaigns, what they'll do is they'll search UGC creator in the search bar on these social platforms and just go through the list of people that come up. And this is when your profile will show up. At this point, brands will click on your profile, go to your profile, and then they'll see all the UGC examples that you had posted. And then they'll DM you for the UGC opportunity. Another hack is to create a UGC email address and adding that to your bio across your different social profiles so that brands can also directly email you when they're interested in working with you for UGC. Third step, let's talk about finalizing UGC deals and your payment. So at this point, you would have pitched a bunch of brands via email, you would have applied to different UGC gigs, and you may have even gotten inbound interest from different brands. And here's my perspective when it comes to getting deals. You want to focus heavily on pitching because that's where there's less competition with creators, and that's where you actually get higher paying UGC deals. So you want to focus there. This is actually where I focused the most in my very first months doing UGC, and that's where I got my biggest deals. All right, let's talk about finalizing the deals. At this point, brands will send you a creative brief, which kind of outlines what their content needs are. So for example, they say, we need 3 different unboxing videos for our new skincare product. Then over email, you'll also share your shipping information and the payment method that you take, which is typically PayPal. That's the easiest way. And then brands will share a standard UGC contract with you to confirm the content needs, the deliverables, and the payment. Now, I won't go into this in depth in this video because I want to keep this video high level and beginner friendly, but you can find more free resources on how to start UGC in the description box. Well, let's chat about payment, how much you can and should be paid as a UGC creator. So one UGC video, which typically ranges between 30 seconds to 60 seconds, is about $150 to $200. Now there's 2 notes I want to bring up about this. One is that there is a range that brands will pay you for a video. For example, in my very first month doing UGC, I had several brand deals. There was one deal where I was paid $250 for one video, and there was another deal where I was paid over $1,000 for one video. So it really depends. The duration of the video also really depends on what the brand wants. I've created UGC videos that were 7 seconds because it was a 7-second TikTok trend that the brand needed me to film. So it doesn't always have to be a 30-second video. 3 UGC videos are typically $500, and 5 UGC videos are typically $800. Please keep in mind that these are beginner rates. So when you're first starting out, these are the rates that you should offer. As you become more experienced, you can charge more. You can also offer larger packages. So 10 to 20 videos for like $1,000 to $2,000 per month. And you can also put yourself on monthly retainers so that brands will hire you month after month first set of videos. For example, if a brand is launching new products every month or every 2 months, they can just have you on as a retainer UGC creator, so you're constantly receiving their new products and constantly creating products for them and getting paid on a stable, consistent basis. Your payment heavily depends on the brand's budget and your content quality and experience as a creator. So the more deals you've done, the better you are at creating content and the more comfortable you're gonna feel charging more for your content. All to say that payment is heavily dependent on these factors, but you can go ahead and confidently offer these beginner rates that I've just outlined to brands when you're first starting. All right, step 4, creating content for the brand. So at this point, you'll have received the product in the mail from brand. Literally, how exciting is that? It's like receiving an Amazon package that is free and you're getting paid to create content for that brand. Literally so exciting. What a world we live in. Okay, so while that product was shipping to you, you would have confirmed a few things with the brand. You and the brand would have created a script and a shot list together so that when the product arrives on your doorstep, you are ready to open it and start filming. So at this point, all you need to do is set aside a few hours to get ready and follow the script and the shot list and create the actual content. And this is what this tactically looks like. I've created UGC ad videos for one of my favorite protein powder brands. And in that UGC ad video, I was sitting in my living room, unboxing the protein powder, showing the package, showing the product, showing myself scooping the protein powder into the shaker bottle, shaking it, and getting all these really nice aesthetic shots. In the voiceover, I'm also talking about the different nutrition facts and the clean ingredients in that protein powder. Filming a brand deal for me usually takes about 1 to 2 hours, and then another 1 to 2 hours to edit. So this is totally doable for beginners in one evening or like a weekend morning. When you're first starting out, it might take a couple of hours for your very first UGC brand deal, but as you get more experience and as you get more comfortable, it'll go by faster and it'll kind of become second nature for you. As you know the different angles you want to capture the product in, as you begin to sound more natural in voiceovers, it gets easier and more fun with practice. All right, the 5th and last step to doing UGC is delivering the content to the brands and getting paid. Here's all you need to do. First, create a Google Drive folder and upload your content into that folder. Second, create an invoice in PayPal. Third, email the brand with the content and the invoice. At this point, the brand might ask you for edits or revisions, so go ahead and feel free to make those edits and revisions. You and the brand would have confirmed a shot list beforehand, so edits and revisions aren't always requested by the brand. But I would encourage you to make sure the brand is as happy as possible with the content you deliver so that you can feel really good about your work and so that the brands will reach out to you for repeat and follow-up UGC deals in the future. All right, and that's it. That's how you start UGC in 5 steps. This was a general overview of UGC because I wanted you to feel empowered, encouraged, and excited to start doing UGC, not overwhelmed. I wanted this to feel as digestible as possible for you. And so I'm sure you have more detailed questions. I have way more free resources. I have a 20-page free beginner guide. I have an 8-week free game plan and a free 1-hour intro to UGC class. So check the box below to access all of those things. But I hope this video really paints a picture of what's possible for you. You don't need followers to create content. You can start without having any experience. So if you've been wanting to start creating content or you feel like you're just capable of doing more in life, I fully support you. I'm rooting for you and there are so many resources out there to help you succeed. All right, love you and I'll see you in my next video.